Hey, everybody coming in. I'm super excited. We are going to get started at about 4 after. I usually give everybody about 4 minutes, give or take, to get in. So just come on in, and if you want to get something to drink or anything like that, you have until 8:04, and then we are going to get started. Yes, okay, good. Everyone can see it? Wonderful. We are doing a few drawings. The first one will be for a gift certificate to work at Home Equipment Solutions for some of their products, and they have a ton of amazing products. So if you want to be entered into the drawings, we're also going to be giving away a CM Masterclass and a contract package. So if you want to get be entered into any of the drawings, go into your chat to where it says to, find my name, either say organizer, it might say Paris, Pasos, I'm not sure how it looks, but hit to on on the chat, make sure it says my name because I just don't want your emails out for everyone, and send me your email address and I can enter you in, and your name, just in case you came in without your name being on there. And then we'll enter you into the contest for those prizes. Don't forget, if you have a question, though, after you finish, to hit everyone again in chat. All right, so let's get started. I usually take questions before we get started, but honestly, because it's a Becoming an IBO seminar, I'm pretty sure there are a ton of questions that you guys will have, and some of them may be answered within the seminar. So we'll take the questions as we go along. Everybody cool with that? Yes, yes. Wonderful. So the first part of the session is always for our newer IBOs. So some of our veteran IBOs that are in here, don't leave. I don't want you to get bored and leave, but I'm just letting you know that it's going to be literally the basics of being an IBO, just so that everyone across the board, and I've seen a lot of questions lately in the Arise to the Top group about a lot of the just basic things of being an IBO. So I just want to make sure we touch point on that first. All right, so first, becoming an IBO, super exciting journey. But to do that, for Arise's requirements, we will have to have, well, I won't say we, Arise. I don't own Arise. So Arise will require either an LLC or incorporation. And of course, the C Corp, S Corp, if you're on an LLC. What I will say about that is I have a lot of questions about if it's required. It's in Arise's requirements. Still, I checked on it today actually, because I know there are a lot of people who are saying that they heard you don't have to be your S Corp. It is in their requirements. Now, whether you operate your IBO without being that, I will not say yes or no because this is being recorded. And I don't want to give out wrong information. So it is in Arise's requirements that if you have an LLC, that you're either a C or S Corp, or you become incorporated. You'll definitely just want to kind of look at the tax benefits when you're deciding which legal entity to do. Somebody's mic is unmuted. So if everybody could go, unless you have a question, if everybody can go ahead and mute for me. Thank you. Which legal entity you decide to get will really depend on taxes. I will say that with the incorporations, they are the most stern and strict as far as paper trails, organizing, and that sort of thing. So Sherry will actually be addressing that when she comes on live. So you also need an EIN, and yes, you need a business bank account. I've seen that in the chat as well in the rooms about people saying that they have regular accounts and Arise has been depositing. Because you have to have an LLC or incorporation, you need your business bank account. whether a rise required it or not, which they do, it's in their requirements, you will need that just legally. You don't want to have a rise depositing your funds into your regular personal account where you're making personal purchases and those sorts of things. You don't want to commingle your funds. That that would be a big no-no. And like I said, Sherry can go into that as well. Also, those are arises requirements. You had a personal account until they stopped depositing. Yes, that happens too. If they if they catch it, they won't deposit. You will also want to check your local laws. So with the rise, I mean, it's a business. You have an LLC or an incorporation, you are running a company. So some counties do require that you have a business license. You'll want to check your local laws for that. I can't really give you a general assessment on that because every county is different. And some counties did not used to require business licenses a few years ago to where for this type of business, they are requiring them now. So definitely check with your local county and your laws on that to see if you need that business license. Those are your must-haves to be an IBO with the rise. Your should-haves, you'll want to have a website put up because we're 2019 going into 2020. You're gonna, as we'll talk about later, you'll see that Arise has some credibility issues, and it's not Arise itself, you guys. It's the bad IBOs that have been within Arise, and everyone's not bad, but a few, what do they say, spoiled apples, rotten apples can spoil the bunch. But that's why the questioning is there, in addition to the certification fee that has to be paid, is why the credibility is questioned. Like I said, we'll go into that later. Either way, you'll want to have your website and domain name. When you pick your name for your company, you'll definitely want to try to nab a name that you can get a domain for that's similar. You don't want like a completely different domain name and different from your company. So keep that in mind. Usually when I'm naming a company, I'll just pull like GoDaddy up when I start one, and I'll just kind of type in and see if the domains are available for the name of the company that I'm thinking about. You'll want a professional email, business phone number. As you guys know, I always talk about business credit, building business credit. I'm very big on having business credit with your company. Professional email and business phone number you want to have anyway for your agents. You want to, present yourself as a brand, as a company, but you'll want to have it as well so that you can begin building your business credit with that. Also, a DUNS number. That's like step one in building your business credit, is you'll need a DUNS number. So a DUNS number for your business is equivalent to what your social security number is to you personally. You can get that on the Duns and Bradstreet website. So you'll want to have your email, your website domain, go ahead and get your DUNS number so that you can start looking into building your business credit, and some sort of social media pages. It's, when we do it ourselves, when you log in, you hear about a company, you're going straight to Google, Facebook. So you'll want to have some sort of a presence on social media. Facebook is a great one. A lot of IBOs, they do Instagram. I know some IBOs on Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, those social medias. You'll need the legal knowledge. Coming in as an IBO, and I see this all the time in my Rise to the Top group, I get the emails about it. You really want to tread carefully with your contractor versus W-2 verbiage and knowledge. I see advertisements from IBOs all the time that are just all the way messed up legally. And I see it and I cringe. And then I'm like, and if it's one of my students from masterclass, I'll shoot them an inbox. But if it's not, I may or may not address it with them personally. But you want to learn the difference between the legal verbiage for 1099s and W-2. And in the file section on our Facebook page, there's the verbiage sheet that I created that kind of gives you the most common things that you say in the IBO world. I give you the W-2 version and the 1099 version. So if you haven't been in the file section, definitely check it out. If you're ever audited, those types of things will matter, down to even the emails, because if you're audited, you know the audit trail, it encompasses everything from your emails to bank accounts, stuff like that. For emails, by the way, I recommend that you guys like do templates, because if you can go ahead and set up templates, like we have templates for every scenario, then you don't have to worry about whether you sent a legally sound email this time or not. You'll send it every time because you have the template. Anyhow, that's the legal verbiage part. I always talk about Legal Shield in our group. Rhonda Sue, she sells Legal Shield. So you can always consult with her on it. But Legal Shield, they're really great to have starting out. Even if you don't keep them for months going in, at least the first couple months of your business, because you can call their lawyer as much as you want to, asking business legal questions. You can have your documents, contracts reviewed, and there's several other benefits to having Legal Shield, business-wise and personal. But if you can't afford to hire an attorney, they're a good alternate for it, and even around tax time. So definitely check out Legal Shield or hire an attorney that can help you get started the right way. There are so many small businesses popping up, not even just with the rise, just in general, that you'll see a lot more audits are happening. You just want to make sure you're legally okay, because a lot of things are changing. You'll want to have an independent contract agreement. Carrie Cato with Girlicity sells them. If you are in masterclass, I give you a contract. We sell them. Like, there are so many ways that you can get them. You can have one, if you download one offline and send it through Legal Shield for them to review it. I don't recommend the downloading offline method though, because you never know what may be missing until you're getting sued or you need to sue. But like I said, Carrie Cato, her IBO is Girlicity, and all you guys are in the Rise to the Top group. So the posts are put up there. There's also a resource section in the Facebook file section with Carrie's information, just a bunch of IBOs that offer these things for you. But you'll need an independent contract agreement. You'll also want to understand what being 1099 is and what it means at tax time. So you need to understand it, because you'll need to explain it to your agents as well. You need to know it for your purposes, and giving that knowledge to your agents prior to signing up is definitely something that you should do. All right, any questions on any of this, which you have to have, what you should have, legal knowledge that you'll need, stuff that you'll need legally? Any questions there? No? Good to go, good to go. Cool, we will keep moving. All right, and then after this, we're gonna have Sherry come on and talk about taxes. You can ask her the questions that you have about being 1099. Tax time is coming up for next year. You can ask the questions about that. Obviously, if you have very specific questions, and I will have her information for you, you'll want to set up a consultation with her so that she can look at your cases specifically, case by case. But if you have generalized questions, then definitely feel free to ask. So as far as getting your LLC and stuff registered, it can be done on your Secretary of State websites. I have the one up here for Georgia, since mine was done in Georgia. But if you're not in Georgia, you can just Google, put in your Secretary of State, the state name, and then Secretary of State. And usually it will come up. If you don't want to deal with creating your own legal entity, there are places like LegalZoom, I think Rocket Lawyer. We create legal entities at a Rise to the Top. There are just several ways to get it done if you don't want to have to do it yourself. But honestly, if you just take a little bit of time to read and research, then you can do it yourself and save a ton of money. You'll need to get your EIN. You can get that on the IRS site, .gov. That's free. If you go through like LegalZoom or one of those companies to get your LLC or incorporation created, they will charge you for your EIN too. But again, you can get it for free. Everybody always asks what to put in when they file for their EIN. I usually tell them to put their virtual contact center. You provide sales, customer service, and technical support for clients. Unless you are using this legal entity to do multiple things, then that's another story. And that would be like consultation situation that you'll need to personally message or speak with. And then your business bank account, there's a ton of people that do them. There's Chase, Ally Bank, Bank of America, Fidelity, TD Bank, Wells Fargo, BB&T, SunTrust, PNC, Aslo, Money Lion. There are so many at this point that have business accounts. Everybody except Navy Federal, you guys, for our military people. Navy Federal does not do business with the RISE, so don't try to get a business bank account with the RISE with Navy Federal. Business credit-wise, PNC, they're pretty good to use for loans once you start building your business credit. Ally Bank, once you get to like tier 6 in business credit, Ally does car loans and stuff for businesses. So when you pick an account, that could matter, you know, when you have an already established relationship, sometimes it makes it easier for you to get approvals, but you can always get approval without it. Either way, these are places that you can get your bank account at. So before we continue with legal matters, and let me reach out to Sherry, we are going to go ahead and hop into our tax portion. So Sherry, I've known Sherry for a couple years now. I've had personal consults with Sherry, consultations in regards to business and taxes and accounting. And she's definitely very knowledgeable. Sherry has worked for the IRS. She's 20 plus years doing accounting, taxes. She has master's degrees in it. She's, like I said, she's extremely knowledgeable in what she does. And so, which is why I asked Sherry to come, because I wanted to make sure you guys got the most current advice that you possibly could on taxes. So Sherry, if you are ready, we are ready for you. And I might have to unmute you. Hold on.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. How are you? Okay. So again, as Paris said, my name is Sherry. I am an accountant by profession. My other business is bookkeeping, payroll. I have close to almost 30 years of experience now. As she said, I used to work for the IRS, and I do have a couple of master's degrees with the concentrations of being in accounting and tax. So I want to talk about, Paris brought up a few minutes ago in the beginning slide where she talked about you being an LLC. Now, let me explain something, because I've seen this a lot and people are getting it confused. You can register within your state as an LLC. Now, what happens is when you register as an LLC with the IRS says you're either a disregarded entity or you're a partnership. So what it means is that if you are a single member LLC and you never filed anything else, then you're a disregarded entity, meaning that you will file a Schedule C on your tax return. If you register your LLC and you say the members, quote unquote, the owners are you and your husband or you and your sister, you are now considered a partnership. Although you are an LLC, but for tax purposes, you are a partnership and you should have been filing a 1065. But now let's talk about a rise. A rise says that you can be an LLC, but if you do, then you need to choose the status of, you have to let the IRS know, you have to do the form and say, I choose to be taxed as an S Corp or a C Corp. Again, for structure and setup, you are still an LLC, but when it comes time for taxes, now you have to file taxes as an S Corp or a C Corp, whichever one you choose. And again, the choosing is best by the type of business you're setting up and what you want to do with your business. That's where you would get further into detail to know all the tax implications of the difference between an S Corp and a C Corp and what would be best for you and what your goals are and what you're trying to do and grow. Because there's different things, and with an S Corp, the main thing is that you have to put yourself on payroll with that S Corp. And with the S Corp, you have to put yourself on payroll. And it could be, if you are a servicing IBO, then the money you make on the company that you're servicing, you just have to put yourself on payroll. So that means you have to W-2 yourself. So that's kind of the implications there, where you have to end up paying those payroll taxes, which basically it'd be the same thing if you were Schedule C, because you're making the estimated tax payment. You should be, if you're making over a certain amount a month. And it's usually $1,000. You should be paying into estimated taxes. So just to kind of clarify that LLC, you can be an LLC. It's not like, oh, do I have to do my business structure over? Can I not be an LLC? Yes, you can still be registered as an LLC. Just with IRS, you have to now choose, for RISE purposes, you have to choose to be S Corp, C Corp. And it is something they started maybe just about, parents, 4 or 5 years ago. Because at one time you could be, as long as you had a business setup structure, you could still be the S Corp. And some of the older IBOs, they haven't quite switched from the sole proprietorship over, and then some of them already have set up for it. So it just, and it's just a matter of some paperwork, really. Filing with the IRS to get that done. She did mention commingling of funds. I will say that is another biggie audit for small businesses, because that's a dead giveaway of. And if you're LLC, the thing is with that, you want to make sure you're not commingling funds, because if you're commingling funds, then you're saying you also take the risk of legally losing your limited liability status. If for chance you was to ever be sued, your business was to ever be sued, God forbid. So you have to be real careful with that and commingling funds. Have a business account, have a personal account. Then transfer your money from your business to your personal, and then pay your bills out of your personal. Or get your gas out your personal. Whatever you do, even if it's a prepaid debit card, transfer it from your business account to that card. However you do it, just so that it's not showing that your business and your personal, everything is coming out of one account, because then that's when it's going to be a mess for you, if you was to ever be audited. I do want to say, really, in order to have good tax workers, you really got to be on your bookkeeping grind. You can't even really talk about having a business. Ramona asked, if it's business related, can it be paid out the business account? Yes, if it's business related, but you still want to be careful with that. And let me say this, business related, like your websites, your Zoom rooms, whatever you pay for. Be careful, because I've heard some tax people tell people and say, oh, well, because you have a home office, you can pay your rent or you can pay your mortgage from your bank, from your business account. No, you cannot. That's fine. Your phone is in your business name, so then you can pay that out of your business account. Can you pay gas for your vehicle out of that account? I wouldn't. That's a audit side of that's a risk on an audit for because again that's commingling funds, because who's to, you may be running a few business errands, but for the most part your vehicle is personal use if your vehicle is not a business, if it's not being used for business. um so yes, if your phone is in your business name, then by all means you can pay out your business account. um your internet may be in your personal name, but because it's required by Arise, and Arise is 100% online, that is one that you can say, hey, and pay it out the business account, or you can just transfer the money over and pay it from your personal account, and because you're still going to be able to take the tax deduction at the end of the year for it. And the same thing with the phone line, because that's considered part of your business expenses, the landline phone line or the phone line you have specifically for servicing Arise. Um, Now the thing is, to get back to the bookkeeping, I mean, like I said, we can't talk taxes unless we talk bookkeeping. I mean, because at the end of the year, the worst thing is for your tax preparer or your accountant, because remember, all accountants do not prepare taxes, and all tax preparers are not actually accountants. Um, and one of the things I have been cracking down on is because I had a fashion of doing bookkeeping while doing taxes and not charging for it. And I had to stop it because it was getting worse and worse each year. Um, so then I had to go back and say, hey, no, you need to pay me for bookkeeping. And then we can talk about, and then we're going to talk about your fee for me preparing your taxes. Um, but the reason you just definitely, first of all, bookkeeping, it lets you know where your business is standing at financially. Is it worth doing this business? How can I make it grow? Um, is it time to move out of my house into um, a brick and mortar building, a storefront? It helps you if you're trying to obtain a business loan to grow your business. If you need to buy, if you want to franchise your business, if you're going that good and that well, and there are a couple of IBOs, the bigger IBOs, they somewhat have franchised their IBO business, helping people get set up and get started. It also lets you look at the areas where you can improve at monthly basis. And again, that meaning you basically want to look at it saying, hey, what's coming in and what's going out. And it is, like I said, it's definitely going to help you at tax time, because it's going to be very little scrambling that needs to be done if your books are kept updated all year long. And then if you decide, again, to expand your business and grow, when it comes to an investor is going to they're going to want to see your book. See your books and see what they're looking like. If you don't, I'm gonna tell you, first starting out, I'm not gonna say go pay for an accountant, because they're gonna charge you at minimum probably between $500 and $750 at minimum to do your books on a monthly basis. And you're not gonna have a whole lot to do. And then remember, and I always say this, an accountant can only do for you what you give them. They can only provide for you financial statement wise what you give them. If you don't turn it over to them, they don't know because they don't run the day-to-day operations of your business. Mara, I mean, at minimum, most accountants is gonna be, if they're saying, if you're asking them to do full books for you, full charge bookkeeping, it could be 500 at minimum. Some may charge a little less, ones that don't have as much overhead. And they, some of them they'll look at and take into consideration of your, you just starting out. And then some, what they'll do is they'll do like a 90-day, or they'll do like a short-term contract with you at one price, but then as your business grows, that's why the contract is short-term, because they'll tell you as your business grows and that you go back and revisit the fees, because it's going to be based on how much time they spend on it. And then some won't give you a flat fee, some will give you an hourly fee.
Ramona and Shakira wanted to know if it was too late to separate accounts, if they've possibly been commingling funds, and how do they avoid the trouble with the audit once they separate?
Well, it's never too late to stop commingling. The best thing is quickly get a business account set up, or a personal account, and take your pay and transfer it from your business account to your personal account. You will prepare yourself an invoice if you are servicing, the same way you will prepare one for your CSP to show that. Other than that, then any other money coming over, if you're not a servicing IBO, but let's say the service fee for your business, but you're basically paying bills, your personal bills out of it too. Again, you want to transfer it to a personal account or a prepaid card, and it is then considered it's basically considered a distribution to you at the end of the year on your books. It would be considered like an owner's draw, a distribution, if you're not servicing for that money. Let's see. Michelle Gross asks, how did that arise allows individuals to sign up as a sole proprietor? Are they not required to have an LLC? That is a new pilot program, Michelle, where with Arise that they're trying it and they're letting people sign up as a sole proprietor, and that's just new people. Again, anyone that is now signed up, if you were previously signed up, you have to remain under, it depends on when you signed up, because the sole proprietor thing is basically based on people signing up as of a certain point. But those people, remember too, they cannot recruit, they cannot do anything. They can only service. Is what that program is. So if someone comes in and they sign up as a sole proprietor, they can't do anything. Aaron, that's good that you have somebody that, you only pay him once a year. No, it's not too late to separate your accounts. For previously commingling, you probably can, I would say, go back and create invoices for yourself on the amount that you quote unquote spent personally. But you kind of want to get that set up again. Like I said, even if you don't have a personal bank account or can't open one for whatever reason, then get you a prepaid card that you can transfer that money to and start using it that way, real quick. And I tell my people, Walmart has one. It's called the Bluebird American Express. It doesn't cost anything. It used to be only be $195. I think one of my people told me it's now like $395, but it doesn't cost you anything to reload it. Usually when you transfer money, it shows up almost immediately to it. You can use it anywhere. American Express is accepted. What else about that card? I don't know. I mean, but it's like almost anywhere American Express is used, and you can load it at Walmart for free. And
You can deposit
pretty
into
much.
the.
I started my LLC in July. Is it too late to submit paperwork to claim S corp filing? No, you do not. No, it's not, Michelle. You are actually, you wouldn't have to do an explanation because you are within the 180-day window. The only ones that have to do an explanation status, you just will need to file the paperwork for the S corp filing status. If we pay ourselves, do we still send ourselves invoices like we would other agents? Yes. You still, email yourself an invoice or save it to your computer as long as they're invoice for you. If we are servicing agents, the income that we make is considered personal income. Yes, if you are servicing IBO, it is considered the money that you service is considered personal income. But you also want to make sure too, again, if your business has chosen the S corp status, that income you need to be withholding taxes from it. Michelle or Jeanette Black, I sometimes she go by Michelle, sometimes she go by Jeanette. Michelle Black has a great form for it, a great form that kind of give you an estimate of your taxes. She also, I'm gonna tell you, have a great expense form where you can write down your expenses, exactly what it is, or type in exactly what it is, what expense, who you paid for that particular item in that particular month. Great, really great. So, and that's a form of bookkeeping. That spreadsheet that Michelle has created. Until you are able and generating money, I tell people, do a spreadsheet. It works. The only thing is, because then at the point when you get to the point you need investors, the only thing you have to look at an accountant for is to do your financial statements, your actual income statement, your balance sheet, your profit and loss, your P&L statement. So they will only need to do the financial statements that most investors were asked to see anyway, as long as you're keeping good records.
I have a couple questions that were inboxed.
Okay.
They sent them to my thing personally. Somebody asked how many years do they need to keep records just in case they're audited?
The rule of thumb is 3 to 4 years. I tell people the old rule of thumb, if you can, I will hold on to them for 7 years. And it's just because this is the thing. The IRS actually, they'll tell you they're up to date and they're trained to tell you that. But from exams and auditing, I would tell you, they operate about 3 years behind when it comes to audit. And I would say this to you. If they find any instance in an audit, they have what they call a 3-year look back period. The first initial 3 years. So like for this year, we filed 2018 taxes. They can look back at 17, 16, and 15. If they find anything within those 3 years, then they can go back as far as they want. Now, most will only go back another 3 years behind 15 and say 14, 13, and 12, or some would just go another 4 years and say 11 and see if there's anything else that looks suspicious. But if they want to, then you being nasty, and then you get a nasty agent on top of it that's handling your exam, your audit, then guess what happens? They can go back as far as to when you first started filing taxes if they wanted to.
Thank you. The next question I have is they want to know about being a 1099. What does it say? How do we explain being a 1099 to agents and what they need to do when they're 1099?
The best way to explain this is
they're
to let
asking,
them know
what
that that's like in your ICA agreement. That's kind of like, I explain to my agents, you are 1099. You are responsible for your own taxes. I do not withhold taxes on your income. You are basically, what I like to say is, you are self-employed. You are self-employed. You are you are self-employed, but you're not in business by yourself, is what I like to say. You work for yourself, but not by yourself. And basically, I just let them know that I am a vessel that they can work, that is allowing them to work through to service the Arise platform. Because before the sole prop thing came along, you either had to be a business or you had to be a CSP. So and for the ones that did not want to create a business, then this is what it is. Your business allows them to service on the Arise platform without having to form a business. So that's how I just explain it to them. Okay, if we're not an S corp, if we are not an S corp, it's a disregarded entity. If you're not an S corp or C corp, you are considered, well, let me ask you, Ramona, how many members, when you formed your LLC, how many members did you say was in ownership of that LLC? Then yes, you are. If you haven't filed the paperwork to become to be taxed as an S corp or a C corp with the IRS, then you would be taxed as a disregarded entity, meaning you will file a Schedule C. If we don't pay quarterly taxes like we should, but decide to pay them all at once before tax season starts, will that still take effect on your taxes? Okay, Shakira. It will not. What happens is you still get credit for it. When you send it in, if you send it in January, you have to make sure that you put it on a 2018 quarterly form and that you're just paying X amount of dollars in taxes. You don't, if you don't pay them taxes. Quarterly, you can pay them. Yes, you can pay it at the end of the year. You just have to make sure that when you're sending it in, you are specified that it's for 2018, especially if it's after January 1st, that you're specifying that it's for 2018 and not 2019. But if if you don't and they get credited to 2019, we can easily get that, an accountant or a tax person who knows the business could easily get that corrected, help you get that corrected. And then it does apply towards, because basically what it is, what you're paying, let me specify what you're paying when you're paying quarterly taxes. Yes, you're paying so much towards your federal taxes, but what you're mainly paying towards is the FICA, is the self-employment taxes. That's mainly what your estimated tax is going to cover, because that's 15.3%. So you're mainly paying into Medicare and Social Security for yourself. So it's not like I wouldn't look at it as an all-man thing, because when you get to a point that you're not doing business anymore and you really want to retire, you will have some money coming from Social Security, and Social Security hasn't bankrupted itself by then.
Wonderful. Well, that has been very good information that you've given. Are there any last minute questions that you guys have for Sherry? And also, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, it's there.
Yes. Okay. So, if you guys have other questions, personal questions, Sherry does consultations, very affordable, where you can go over your specific situations and get advice. I do them myself because she's super great. So you can always schedule a consultation with her. And I do recommend at least whether it be Sherry or if you have another accountant that you can speak with when you're getting your structure and your stuff set up, to definitely speak with one. Like I said, I recommend Sherry because I do consultations with her too. So that you can make sure your stuff is on the right track. If you're interested in QuickBooks and those sorts of things, she's a pro with that stuff too, and can help you through that. So thank you so much, Sherry, for all of the information that you shared.
And I do want to make one comment real quick, Paris. Yes, please talk to a tax expert with the new tax laws. And this year we saw a lot with small businesses, because with the new QBI and the 199A income, what's happening is a lot of small businesses saw it was that ordinary income was then considered 199A income. So it's a lot under that TCJA that it looked like for small businesses that it was, the QBI 20% write-off was doing something for them. But then, and it did, and it helped. But then on the other end, the 199A income kind of hurt them a little bit, because now what was considered ordinary income that was non-taxable at one point, a portion of all of it has now become taxable under the 199A income status. So it's a lot. Also, be prepared for your tax person. Again, to be doing more due diligence, because it's being required of us from the IRS. That we have certain things on file and in record, and at any time they can audit one of our tax returns, and if we didn't do our due diligence, we're charged $520 per occurrence, not per tax return. So, please try not to get upset with your tax person if they ask you for a copy of your lease, or they may not normally been asking you for a utility bill or your child's school record. It's because the IRS is now requiring it of us. So just wanted to throw that out there to you.
Well, thank you. I said thank you so much for coming and speaking. It's always a pleasure. I always learn something new when you speak. So thank you. And like I said, on the screen, and I'm gonna actually put it in the chat too, is all of Sherry's information. She's also in the Arise to the Top group under Sherry Washington. That's her Facebook name, so you can find her there. But I put in there the information for her so that you can reach out. Like I said, set up a consultation or whatever you may need to do. Just make sure your financial part is right, because that's just, taxes is just as important as the other legal side of things, and it actually intertwines greatly. So thank you, Sherry, so much for coming on, and we're gonna go and continue ahead with some more legal matters, you guys. Not too many. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. So this next slide with the legal matters, it's not stuff that you have to just jump on right away, but I wanted to give you some more things that you should think about when it comes to the legality of your company and the way that you're operating. I told you that you definitely 100% want to have an independent contractor agreement, and that holds true. But you'll also want to think about an equipment agreement. There are some clients on the platform, we all know it's like bed and breakfast, and in particular that do require that you purchase more equipment for them. Now, when you have the equipment, you will sign as an IBO, you will sign the equipment agreement for your agents. So that agreement then becomes between you and your IBO and Arise. The equipment agreement that I'm recommending you have is one between your agent and your company, because if you choose the finance option with this client and your agent does not pass certification or quits before the equipment is paid off, your IBO will personally be charged. They're not going to charge the agent, they're going to charge you. And it will be your responsibility to get the money from the agent. So definitely look at having an equipment agreement for stuff like that, and a payment agreement contract as well. If you accept payments, I mean, this can be for Arise or any company that you may have. If you take payments via PayPal, Cash App, if you're doing Arise, ACD, just whatever company you're doing, you want to have some sort of a payment agreement going. If your agent, will say for Arise's situation, chooses to try to charge back a payment that they've made to you for whatever, you'll want to have that agreement on file to help you dispute those charges. If it happens, it'll probably rarely happen. If you're doing good business, it'll probably rarely happen, but it will inevitably probably one day happen if you're in business, long enough. You'll also want to think about ways to verify your agents to protect your company against fraud. That's another thing. Sometimes you have agents, and Arise is getting better at trying to verify and stop fraud, but of course, nothing is perfect. So, Arise will require the notarized form and an ID for verification, and some clients do background checks. Your agent submits that stuff to Arise, and they verify your agent. Sometimes that's still not good enough. Sometimes they have fake IDs and fake names. And so when you go to send out 1099s, it gets dinged because they're not real. And I guess Sherry, I could have asked Sherry that too, to elaborate on that part. They're not real, so you can come back and get fined for it. Your company can. So you want to, like I said, you want to think of, you want to try to create ways to verify. I want to say it's possibly Carrie Cato's group. I know there's an IBO group called IBO Fight the Fraud. And in that Facebook group, and I'll put it in chat, they post people who have come through their company, IBOs do, fraudulently, so that you can watch out for them, but they also give ideas on the things that they do to kind of try to avoid being, kind of a product of fraud, I guess you'd call it. Also, when you are building your brand, because, I always tell you guys, we're building brands, not companies. We're not just building Arise platforms. Like you're building an actual brand. No one's coming into this just trying to have something to do and not establish some sort of monetization or financial freedom. You want to think about trademarking your stuff, your name. A lot of people don't think about trademarking and what it means, but when you create your company name and you want to brand it, and you're doing all this stuff and you're growing, you definitely want to consider trademarking your brand. And at the very least, before you do get a trademark approval, you can always file an intent to use. And I won't go deep into that, but you can look that stuff up. But think about trademarking and make, your brand, your name. You want to make sure that your company name or logo that you're using is not already trademarked, because you don't want that trouble of a lawsuit or something like that from using a company name. Sherry said that she has her CSP send the same ID affidavit. Yeah, I do too. So that's one thing that I require when they send it in to Arise. I require that they BCC me on their affidavit and ID. But yes, so trademarking, like I said, you want to make sure your stuff is not used. For those of you, and in other videos, I talk about Fiverr and these places that you can get these logos from inexpensively, and I still stand by that. But when you're having that stuff made, you want to make sure that they have legal rights to the things that they're using. Because that can pose an issue. If you have someone that made you a logo and they just took an image off of Google and it's trademarked or something by someone else, legally has it and owns it, and then you put this logo out, that's going to cause trouble for your company. They can sue you. Of course, they're going to require that you take the logo out. You're going to have to pay someone else to redo it. So do your due diligence and just make sure when you're getting this stuff made that you're asking those questions. Are you legally licensed to the photos that you're using? Do you have the license? Are you able to legally sell them? How do you verify something is already trademarked? Michelle, I can, when Daniel comes up, I can get the website. It's like USPA or something like that. It's a website. If you go to Google and just type in verify trademark, it's a government website that will pop up. You can put the name in. I was on it yesterday. You can put the name in or whatever you're trying to verify, and if there's a trademark on it, it will come up. Yes, do be sure that also, and that'll come up too, that you have your CSPs complete a W-9. And I'll go over a list of things that you definitely need to have with your agents when you recruit your first agent. Also, having your company, and this is not necessarily because you have contractors, not necessarily for your agents with the rise, but say you have your company and you're hiring employees to do other things, not service. You want to make sure you have intellectual property agreements for the people that you hire into your company. And what it is if they create processes, and you've signed it for any company that you've ever worked for, I'm sure they've had it. But any ideas or things created during their time with you, they created a process, they just, whatever they've created, any intellectual property during their employment with you, it will give your company the rights to it. So that they're not creating stuff during their employment with you, leaving, taking it, and monetizing off of it. If they create stuff while they're with you and they leave, now it's your property to monetize off of it. And if they try to, you can sue them. So intellectual property agreements, like I said, and that would relate to people that you actually hire, employees into your company. And that can be in regards to a rise or any business. But you want to make sure you have those sorts of things in place. Sherry also said that she has, and I know a few IBOs that do this, have CSPs apply for an EIN instead of using their social security number. Sherry, do you want to come on and explain that? Because I think I saw that in the Facebook page today and people had questions about it. But a lot, I won't say a lot, but there are several IBOs that do that to prevent the fraud. And Sherry will explain that quickly.
Yes, in my introduction session, I go through like all the paperwork. I send my IBOs, and we kind of fill it out together in my Zoom room. I send it to them, they sign it. I briefly go over it, but in that process, what I do in the orientation session, welcome orientation session, is that we go to irs.gov. They apply for their EIN as a sole proprietor, because they are independent contractors, meaning they're self-employed. That way, it protects me and it protects them. I don't, their social security numbers not floating around in cyberspace. As well, when they send it over to you, as well as then as an IBO, you're kind of protecting yourself and someone saying, hey, my social security number was used and it wasn't used until after I gave it to you. So you can kind of avoid like the bad, what do you call it? The bad mouthing. Y'all know what I'm trying to say though. But basically that on your behalf, and as well as just, it's just protection for both you, the CSP, and yourself, the company. And that's exactly how I explain it to them. I prefer them to do that in their social. And a lot of them will end up saying, yeah, I agree, because, and they can use it. So yeah, that's what I do instead.
Thank you, thank you. So does anyone have any other questions on this aspect of it, legal-wise? And I said, this stuff that I just spoke of, these are not ARISE requirements or anything like that. I just wanted to give you some more things to kind of think about, because these are things that you need to think about within your company legally as you're building your brand. All right, well, we will keep it moving. All right, so I know everybody in here is an IBO, but I told you guys this is recorded and it'll be posted. So, and I always just like to explain, I know a lot of people had questions about the sole proprietorship that is now going on. So IBO versus sole versus CSP, this is not everything. This is kind of just like a quick breakdown of like the differences. So as an IBO, you're 100% responsible for your business, taxes, your legal, your marketing, anything related to your company. You're You're 100% responsible for it. It's all you. You'll need to do that as we went over. You need to create your LLC or incorporate, and make sure with your LLC, your C or S Corp for that option. As an IBO, you can recruit agents to work under you, and you can monetize and grow your company, build your brand, that sort of a thing. You also have access to CPay and other resources that the CSPs may not have access to. And honestly, the major, I guess, differences would be the opportunity announcements. We get to see pay and all of that, and premier partner perks, stuff like that you have access to as an IBO. Being an IBO, you will need to learn Arise and just business in general, because your support is minimal when you start off as an IBO. So if you don't know anything about business or Arise, unless you take a course or get a mentor that can guide you, you're kind of on your own. That's actually how I created Arise to the Top, was because there were so many IBOs that were kind of just left hanging, and then I created the Arise to the Top group and masterclass to kind of help IBOs and mentor them through the process, because it's a lot if you don't have any experience in business or just knowledge of Arise in general. Now, Arise is trying to step their game up, do webinars, more meetings, that kind of thing. But you're pretty much on your own as an IBO. You do have the knowledge base now that they created, and Ava. As an IBO, you'll pay Arise the $19.75 for any agent you have servicing. And that's give or take any discounts you may have for the amount of agents you have servicing. Because as some of you know, and if you don't, the more agents you have, the less your Arise fee is. They offer tiers with discounts. And once you hit 100 agents, you get a full $19.75 discount per agent. So the sole proprietorship option, as Sherry stated, it's a pilot program. It's something new that Arise is trying out. It's been over probably this past year or so. They brought it out, they took it away, then they brought it back. With the sole proprietorship option, it's almost equivalent to being a CSP, except you don't have an IBO. As a sole proprietorship, you're not able to recruit, but you do still you still have access to the IBO OAs and that sort of a deal. You cannot be registered, well, at this point in time that this is being made, this video, and just in general, you cannot go from being an IBO or CSP to a sole proprietorship. That's something that you have to be a new agent signing up on a platform to select. So the old agents, from my understanding at this time, can't do it. Only the new agents coming in. But as we know, Arise changes all the time, but at this time they can't. So you're not able to recruit under that. If you're new to Arise, you can take advantage of the webinars and knowledge-based resources that Arise offers. But you're pretty much, again, you're on your own, learning, trying to navigate and get through things. You're pretty much on your own. Of course, you're responsible for your taxes, and then you pay Arise the $19.75 for any pay period that you service a client. Can you guys hear me? Okay, how about now? Oh, wow, that was weird. Okay, can somebody tell me where I lost y'all at? Because I had nothing indicating on my laptop that anything was happening. Were we on the become an IBO or the IBO or the sole proprietorship column? Do you guys know the sole proprietorship? Okay. All right. The third bullet? Yes. Okay, cool. We didn't lose too much then. So yes, if you're new to Arise, you'll be able to take advantage of the webinars, the knowledge-based resources, but other than that, you're on your own when you come in as a sole proprietorship. You're figuring everything out, navigating, hoping someone will help you, and hoping they give you the right information. Of course, you're responsible for your own taxes. and then you pay Arise that $19.75 fee for any pay period that you service the client. So as an IBO, your IBO pays Arise that $19.75 fee for any agents that you have actively servicing, not agents on your roster, but agents that are actively servicing during that pay period. As a sole proprietorship, you're paying Arise the $19.75 fee directly. And obviously you don't get the discounts or anything like that because, well, you can't recruit, so you're a sole proprietor. As a CSP, you service under an IBO, you partner, with the company to service. You're not able to recruit as a CSP. The biggest perks with being a CSP, and a lot of people are like, why should I be a CSP if I can just be an IBO or a sole proprietor? If you have a good IBO, with the right IBO, you will not be on your own. You will have, and it's getting the guidance and help that you need is imperative for success with the Rise. So even if you just start off as an agent, you're going to definitely want that support system of an IBO. Because honestly, that can make or break your experience. That can make or break you passing certification classes, all types of stuff. I've gone to bat several times. And if you have an IBO that networks a lot, that, gets to know the CRMs and stuff like that, sometimes you can be saved from a situation that you may have otherwise been, terminated or put out from. So it's that support that being an agent gives you that makes it a great reason to be a CSP versus a sole proprietorship. You don't have to worry about, the fees if you're a CSP that come with filing business entities, marketing. I say accounting lightly. Obviously, you'll still have to file taxes and stuff like that, but I mean accounting in respect to having, several agents that you have to process accounting for and those sorts of things. But you obviously will still, as a CSP, be responsible for your own taxes since you are a contractor. You'll receive a 1099 from your IBO, and then you'll use that to file your taxes. You pay, and as a CSP, as far as the fee goes, you pay your IBO whatever your agreed fee is. So that's pretty much the main differences between each one. Any questions there on any of the differences or anything like that? All right, so we are next going to hear from Daniel with Work at Home Equipment Solutions. And Daniel is going to, and let me see, I can give you the screen share, Daniel. He's going to talk to you guys about the equipment that's needed and answer, kind of technical questions that you may have when it comes to servicing, or that maybe you've had agents have had when it comes to servicing and the different clients and that sort of deal. So, Mr. Daniel, I have been speaking with Daniel for a while. I love Daniel. He's very business savvy, creative, has a wonderful company. He actually sells bundles catered to Arise and their clients at a discounted price. So if you have agents that come in and, their equipment is not passing the test, they need new equipment, Daniel is great to get equipment for, like I said, at very affordable and reasonable prices. And they're always like running great specials and stuff. So you definitely will want to check them out. But I'm going to let Daniel give you more information on his company, Work at Home Equipment Solutions. So Daniel, are you there?
I am here. Thank you so very much, Paris, for the introduction, and I really appreciate it. And hello, everyone, and I hope everyone's having a good evening this evening. And I'm happy that you guys were here to attend with us and kind of learn a little bit more about what we have to offer. So yeah, let's get started. Hello, Rhonda. How are you?
Are you able to screen share?
I am. So give me just one second.
I just wanted to make sure.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
So we can see the screen that I wanted to pull up for everybody. So I wanted to tell everyone a little bit about what we do, because I know that there is a lot of newer IBOs in this session as well. And then I know that there's also some veterans as well, I saw in the chat and everything, that kind of know a little bit about us. But I kind of want to cater to everyone, explain a little bit about what we do, talk about some recent changes that Arise has actually made to some of their equipment policies, and as well what we've done to kind of stay updated and in compliance. And then we'll review a couple additional programs that we have available to you all that I believe might be a good fit to help with your foundation and growing your IBOs, especially whenever it comes to recruiting. So let me tell you a little bit about who we are. The name of our company is Work at Home Equipment Solutions. We're an online computer equipment, accessory, and tech support store. Basically, our niche is the remote workforce. Like Paris was saying, we cater to the remote workforce. We cater to agents that are looking to work from home, existing agents that are working from home, teachers, students, kids that are in homeschool. Anything that you need to do in the home that involves working and you need a computer for, we actually provide that. As well as we support various different work-at-home platforms and various companies, such as Arise, LiveOps, ACD, just to name a few. How we do this is we basically are always staying in the know with the updated requirements each and every work-at-home company is looking for. And we build our systems specific to the needs of both you as an agent, as well as the client's needs as well. So we offer various different bundles as well as individual a la carte items if you're just needing a tower, a monitor, whatever the case may be, and everything in between. But our mission basically as to why we started this company was really to keep everyone connected and keeping agent servicing to where everyone can be successful. You're constantly having a good team of uniformed agents that are, able to have the reliable equipment that they need, affordable equipment, and also easier, flexible options to be able to obtain this up front, so you can make sure that you're securing yourself agents that are going to help be profitable for your business in various aspects, such as making sure that they have the right equipment to keep them servicing at all times. So that's a little bit about what we do. Once again, the name of our company is Work at Home Equipment Solutions, and our website for you all to be able to check it out is wahequipmentsolutions.com. And I'll actually throw a link here in the chat as well, so you all have that available. I will do that here in a, oh wait, I found the chat, okay. So there's a chat, so anyone can actually review our website as well if you haven't had a chance to do so in the past. Briefly, I did want to talk, though, however, regarding some recent changes that Arise has made, and I wanted to kind of discuss that with you all and see what you think. So in the past, has anyone here in this session ever worked and serviced on an Arise program, in particular relating to any of the tax programs available? If you have in the past, it's an awesome program, and as we noticed in the portal, there's a lot of different channels and opportunities available right now within that client. However, within the last 7 to 10 days, there has been a recent equipment requirement update for all sales channels for this particular tax client. So if you were not aware, now you will know by the end of this session. And now you got to kind of go back and ask, are you in compliance? And make sure in the future, whenever you're recruiting additional agents, this is something to keep in mind as well. So I did want to let you know that as of now, the tax programs on all the channels, including their SmartLooks, their biz accounting softwares, and various other channels, they are all requiring that you now have a computer that has an i5 processor or above. They recommend an i7. However, at minimum, they are now looking for an i5. What does this mean to everyone that's currently servicing the program or interested in servicing the program? That means that with this adjustment, they've installed new softwares, their clients' programs and different things like that have updated. So now they're requesting agents that are planning to service for this client in these new waves upcoming. In order for you to be able to pass the technical check during the pre-enrollment period, your computer will have to be in compliance with what this technical check is looking for now. I will tell you that this is a big deal for a couple different reasons. More so than anything, I'm going to pull up right now for you all the Arise Work From Home website, where you all can actually review the system and equipment policy that they put out on their website. As well, you can see the PDF document, and I have it here opened up for everyone. If you notice, they have what's called a general system requirements, and then every single client has an individual like specialized requirement as well. So as Arise as a whole at the moment, they are looking for anything that's a dual core 2.8 gigahertz processor or better, or an Intel I-class. So in order to actually get onto the platform and pass some PC checks for other clients outside of those, you can still qualify with an Intel I-class or a dual core or above. However, if you are an active IBO that's currently recruiting to do ramp up for the tax season upcoming, this is definitely something that you want to take into consideration and go back and review all of the opportunity announcements for the new client or for any of those sales channels, because you will see this within their requirements, and it is becoming an ongoing thing where we're noticing a lot of people are calling us saying, hey, we're trying to get in on this program, we're having issues, our PCs are failing the technical checks because they're previously outdated, or let's say they purchased this computer at Walmart and it was used for in-home use. Some of those processors are going to be like Pentiums, Celerons, and things like that. They will not be supported by this client. So this is something really big that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention, because this is a great revenue generating client. And so it is something to keep in mind. And you want to know if you all are going to be able to service this client or have any interest in the future in doing it. Are you in compliance, and will you be able to pass the technical checks? So I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention because I know personally as an IBO owner as well, it was something that wasn't really brought to my attention directly from Arise. We actually had to figure it out on our own, basically because we're always trying to stay updated with the clients and their requirements. And so we were actually able to do a little bit of snooping through ourselves, and then started seeing this. And then right after we saw it, it started hitting. We started getting the phone calls and everything like that. So I want to take the time to kind of tell you guys a little bit about those changes today during this webinar. But as well, with that being said, the main reason why work at home equipment is around is because we specialize in the work at home field, and we specialize in the Arise work from home aspect. And we sell equipment that's tailored to meet the requirements for Arise. So I did want to let you all know that we have made some updates to our computer lineup, and we are now actually in compliance and offering some i5 processor systems available now, so that your agents can begin servicing and taking those PC checks and begin enrolling in the tax clients. As well, any future updates that Arise plans on rolling out, they're going to be more well-equipped and more well-prepared. So today I did want to take a second to show you guys a little bit about those. So we're on our website right now, once again, wahequipmentsolutions.com. Under our Ready to Work bundles here, we have our new lineup featuring our i5 bundles, and we offer a single monitor system, dual monitor systems. We offer tower onlys for people who are just needing to do that upgrade to the i5 processors, and they already have the monitors, the keyboards, and everything that they're comfortable with. And we also have a laptop as well that's readily available, and it's an i5 processor as well. As you can see, we're kind of introducing all of these i5 processors, putting them on sale, bringing them in at very affordable prices, because we want everyone to stay in compliance. We want you guys to start earning this holiday season, get yourself the money and everything like that. So want to get yourself hitting the ground running and try and get you into an affordable bundle. So as you notice, we basically sell a bundle for basically every kind of need that you would have. So, for example, the single monitor bundle on the i5 processor is currently running $299.99. So what does this bundle actually include? This is going to be an Intel Core i5 quad-core processor computer. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM, a 300 plus gigabyte hard drive, and it's going to come with a single 19-inch LCD monitor. As well, it's going to come with your USB keyboards and mice. Any system sold to you by WAHES is going to be installed with Windows 10 Professional. So as most know, Windows 7 is phasing out at the end of this year. Windows will no longer allow for security updates or push any software updates to that particular software. Best OS in the world. I enjoyed it a lot myself. I know it's taken some adapting for people to get onto Windows 10, but just know that you're going to get the most accurate and newest technology available with Windows 10, and that is what we're going to provide for you on any system purchase through WHS. On our bundles, it tells you a little bit about what's included with them, and we basically try and get everything to your agents. That way they have everything in one big box, they open it all up, get it all ready to go, and they're ready to hit the ground running and start finding a client of their choice. In each and every product description, we're always going to note whether this is a tax client ready, whether it's ASD, which is the Arise Secure Desktop, whether it's client qualified for those particular positions and campaigns, and whether it's dual monitor ready for that as well. We also offer information regarding our finance installment plan. So that's going to be something we're going to touch on at the very end. But WHS actually, on top of just our affordable cash pricing, we do offer a finance installment agreement plan to where agents can actually place their orders with us on a no credit check financing. And they can actually make bi-weekly installments after making their initial down payment to where they can actually get into their equipment for a lot more affordable cost to kind of get them started as quick as possible. So WHS is really here to complement you all as IBOs and in your recruiting, because we're eliminating a lot of barriers for you. Whenever we started in this business, we started getting a ton of applications. It was always easy to bring people in, always easy to talk to people. But then you got stuck right then and there. You want to work from home, but you don't have the computer, or you don't have the right computer. Or you went to Walmart 2 times and you got the computers that you thought were good, and then each and every time you went in, you had to leave and you had the same problem. You still didn't have the right computer for what you needed. So we wanted to eliminate all of that for everyone and provide you all an opportunity to just send your agents to one website that has everything specifically tailored to what your agents are needing. So you know whenever you're sending them over to us that they're going to get the right equipment, they're going to get the right service, and they're going to get people who understand work at home, not just your average sales rep that you pick up at your Best Buy or anything like that. So that's a little bit about what we do. Our updates to our product lineup, you all can definitely check out on our website as well. As you can see, we offer a dual monitor system as well. This system comes with 2 20-inch monitors. It's going to come with 8 gigabytes of RAM as well, i5 processor built in. We now build these with Wi-Fi as well. They're Wi-Fi enabled, so not only are you able to hardwire directly, but you're able to use these as Wi-Fi compatible as well. So that is also a really, really cool feature that we've started adding onto our bundles as well. As you can see, we also have that tower only. So if you have your 24-inch super nice curved monitors, you love them so much, you don't want to get rid of them, and you just need the right tower, we have that as well. You can just pick up a tower, hook up your existing equipment to it, and you're ready to go. So that's a little bit about our current product lineup as well. I want to let you all know we do have a 30-day exchange policy for any purchases made, and it's a 120-day warranty included on the parts and labors on any of our products that you're purchasing whenever it comes to our towers, desktops, and laptops. As well, we have a couple laptop options available. If you're an IBO that's looking for something on the go, or your agents that are looking for something more portable, a little bit more sleek, we do have that as well. However, I will be truthful to you all. I always recommend a desktop system just to have one at home. They're always going to be reliable. It's there. It's sturdy. You're able to save all your information there. Laptops are great for portability, but you got to love the monitor size in a desktop system, and especially in working from home and navigating the various systems you will be navigating. It is always a good fit to have a desktop system at home. So as well, I want to touch base with you all regarding WHS's Ambassador Affiliate Program. Tell you briefly a little bit about it. What we do is we work with fellow IBOs such as yourselves, and we basically help each other out. How we do this is basically you all promote the WHS company by your website, your social media, you speak with your agents, your recruiting, anything like that. If they're interested in onboarding with you all and they just don't have the right equipment, we are your solution. They don't have to go out to Walmart and look anymore. They don't have to go online, scroll through Amazon, read the reviews, find the right fit, make sure it's going to work, tuck and pray, return it, whatever the case may be. They don't have to do that anymore. If you choose to partner with WHS on our Ambassador Program, we actually give you all the opportunity to earn a cash commission. So we're saying send your agents to us, and we will actually pay you to help them out. So as you can see, we have a particular page on our website where you all can review exactly how it works. But we have 2 commission structures, ranging anywhere from 3 to 6%, depending upon the items that are purchased. And as you see, we offer referral commissions on basically anything purchased through our site. Monitors, headsets, accessories, office equipment, and supplies. Think about it. Every single agent's going to have a headset to service on the Arise platform. Why not earn a little bit of cash up front on every single one of their needs? As well, we offer a 6% cash commission on laptop bundles, desktop bundles, and tower onlys. There is a few agents here in this particular webinar session tonight that are a part of the YHS Ambassador Affiliate Program, and I'll be honest with you, without them, we probably wouldn't be here. They have contributed to a large success, in part to how our company has been able to grow exponentially and do the things that we're here to do, which is help you all out in growing your business, helping your agents out and making sure that they have the right equipment. And in turn, it provides us the opportunity to grow our organization and grow our small business and live our dream as well. So if you all would be interested in the Ambassador Affiliate Program, we are definitely looking to add new IBOs, especially the ones who are just now getting started, getting your feet wet and doing your recruiting and everything like that. It really is a good partnership to build, because we really do help you all and push you all to succeed as well, because without your business, we wouldn't be around either. So we're here to help each other grow. So if it is something that does interest you all, you guys are able to complete our sign-up form. Very simple form. You'll receive your actual own link to our website that you can then advertise to your agents. As well, we have banners available to you all that you can use for your websites. Any of our promotional material that we put out is available to you as well. And you'll have your own individual portal that you can keep up to date with all of your referrals and everything like that. Any questions, any answers are provided here in our Q&As. And if you have any additional questions, you can always reach out to our team. So that's a little bit about our affiliate program. And then just to briefly touch base on our no credit check financing program, I know there's a lot of people that are wondering, do you do a credit check? No, there is no credit check. I will tell you all that we approve 100% of the applications so long as they're completed appropriately. This is an in-house financing program. How it works is your agents will typically complete their FIP application. It allows us to gain the necessary information. Once they're approved, they're able to actually order directly on our website, submit their order. We invoice them via email describing their down payment, how their biweekly installments are going to be, the payment schedule, and everything like that. Once they've started making that down payment, we then get to work on their bundle, get it out to them, and get them going. At that turn, it's kind of on y'all to bring them in, have them sign up for their courses and everything like that. And after that, we start them on a bi-weekly installment period to where we are doing auto recurring with them every 2 weeks. We currently finance our laptops, our towers only, our desktop bundles. And so we really provide it as an easy opportunity for people to really get the equipment that they're going to need. To give you all a brief example, let's say you were interested in a single monitor i5 system, which is really like a good entry-level system to get you basically secured with any of the Arise clients. Your agents can get in on this bundle for as low as $149.99 as their initial down payment, and then 6 bi-weekly installments of $34.99. Once they are done paying this off, the equipment is theirs to keep. They own it 100%. And this computer equipment is not limited to just Arise. You can use it as a normal traditional computer, and it will work for over 15 plus work-at-home platforms as well. If you think your agents would benefit from that as well, I really recommend you join our Ambassador Affiliate Program so that you can 1, earn the commission, 2, refer them over, and 3, let's get them going through the financing program if they need it. But our cash promotions are always our best promotions. We're always constantly running deals. I'm a big fan of deals myself. Black Friday is the best holiday for me throughout the year. I enjoy it. I like the deals. I like making deals, and I like getting people into what they need and keeping people happy. So we're here to work with you all as IBOs, and we're here to work with your agents as well. And our company was, like I said, we were really established basically to help other IBOs grow their business as well. So we're here for you all, and we hope that you guys can use our services and think it's a good fit for your business as well. And just know, I am the owner operator of the company. I do also have a great team helping me out. My team consists of my wife, she's our operations manager, and then we have some virtual assistant staff as well. And we also have some local staff in our shop. Because outside of being an online e-commerce business, we've actually just been blessed with the opportunity to open a local storefront location, and things have just been doing really, really good for us. So we're really excited to have you guys here in our group and hopefully grow with us. And feel free to check out WAHES, and hopefully we'll be doing business with you all here in the future as well. So that's everything that I have for you all. And I will answer one question there. There is no fee to work with us at all. We're here to pay you, and we're here to help you all out as well. So, yep, we're good.
Thank you, Daniel. It's always a pleasure. So you guys, normally in my different videos, I've said, if your agents need financing for computers, I've told you guys, HSN, Fingerhood, all those types of programs, that cater to those that the credit may not be so good, or you may not have a bunch of money up front. But Daniel is offering, and Work at Home Equipment Solutions is offering financing as well, and you can make money on top of that. So we all know about the multiple income streams, which we're all, reaching to have. We all know about the 7 main income streams that the average millionaire has. So it's a good way to earn multiple streams to your company.
Most definitely. I 100% agree with Paris on that as well. And I'm so sorry, I did forget before I forget any further. I wanted to let everyone know, if you are interested in working with us by any means, or just learning more about our products or any questions, you can definitely reach out to us as well. But we're also giving everyone an opportunity, if you're interested. We're also giving out gift certificates to everyone who's attended this webinar session. And these gift certificates range in value anywhere from $5 to $10, for everyone to be able to get on our website and shop around and see if there's anything that would work for you all, and start off with a little discount as well. Sorry, I needed to throw that in there so I didn't forget. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. We're like Oprah. You get a certificate. You get a certificate. We all get.
You get it. Everyone gets one.
So, yes, everyone will be in attendance. We'll get that, but we will have a main winner, and so I'm gonna not break, because I know we only have about 20 more minutes and I have a lot more to go over, but I do want to, we have Shakira Williams. You have just won a 60-minute consultation with Sherry Washington, who was our tax expert. And so you guys can connect, and I will send Sherry your information. And wait, first I have to make sure you're here, because you can only win if you're still here. Shakira, are you here? I see your name. Yes, there you go. I wish I had like a bell or something to ring. But yes, congratulations. You have won a 60-minute consultation, which will help you get your accounting and all of that stuff set up with Sherry. Also, we're going to do our next giveaway, which is for the $25 gift card from Work at Home Equipment Solutions with Daniel. Sorry. I just saw that on my screen. Can you guys hear me? Because I think that's what happened last time my sound went out. Okay. Yes. Pedro Santini, you have won that $25 gift card to shop at Work at Home Equipment Solutions. See about a headset or something like that. So Pedro, are you here still? Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Pedro. So congratulations. We'll have one more giveaway at the end, but congratulations to Pedro and Shakira on your consultation and your gift card. And we are going to proceed. Oh, no problem. Thank you for coming. All right. Can you guys see my screen now? Cool beans. All right. So for those of you that are new, before you start recruiting, these are just a few things that you need to think about, have in order, know. your payroll dates, pay method, pay scale. You want to map that out before you get your first agent. I know a lot of people become IBOs. You're just so eager to jump in and get people working under you. There are over, I believe, 15,000 IBOs now. Not all recruiting, but I'm sure a ton of them are. So you want to be as knowledgeable and have your stuff together as much as possible. Now, don't spend months and months and months trying to prepare so that you don't start your business. I'm not telling you to do that, but because you have to start and you'll learn as you go. But these are just some basic things that you need to have together for organization purposes. So payroll dates, Arise pays twice a month, and the calendar, I can't say it because this is being recorded, but the calendar is in Ava. And literally all you do is go to Ava and type in pay calendar, and those dates come up. You want to schedule your pay dates. Now, what I can say is I usually recommend either the 1st and the 15th or the 15th and the last day of the month for various reasons. For building your business credit purposes, because of the dates that Arise pays, that allows the money to sit in your account, helping your daily account average if you ever go for business loans and stuff like that. Also, I recommend those dates because once your IBO starts to grow, you'll want some time to be able to do your invoices. You may hire someone to do them eventually. Like, you'll just want that time to be able to do it, and that will give you a little bit of time to be able to get those invoices done. Also, although Arise has 2 consistent pay days, if they fall on a weekend or a holiday, you will, depending on your bank, you will usually get paid the dates after. So for example, if Arise pays on the 15th and the 15th fell on a Saturday, well, if you didn't have one of those banks that pay you early, then you won't get paid until usually that Monday. So if you set your paydays the day after Arise's calendar day, you're gonna have to explain a couple months a year why their pay is late. Why? And I only say this from experience, y'all, because when I first started, my pay dates were very close to Arise's until I realized that the whole holiday weekend situation. So give yourself a few days for that as well. Also, a lot of you start off using bank services that you just kind of transfer money, like Wells Fargo has direct pay, and you pay $10 a month, and you go in and you just transfer, and the agents will have the money the next day, next business day. You create your invoices, blah, that whole ordeal. That's the one-day pay. But if you go with someone like Intuit online, I know the Intuit online one, it's 2 days. If you go with someone like Square, I think theirs is 4 days that it takes to get into your agent's accounts. So if you plan to, well, in which you should, obviously you're prepping for growth, you'll want to give yourself that time. You'll want to know the rules and requirements for your company. Now, this is something you need to be very careful with because you have contractors. So although your company can have its own rules and requirements, you have your contracts, your agent information packets, you don't want to be restrictive in certain aspects of your agent. Meaning, you don't want to have an IBO and say you recruit only for one client and deny your agents the right to work for another client. And that's a big one. A lot of people ask that. They ask, can you only recruit for, say, the bed and breakfast client? No, you cannot restrict your agents in that manner legally and them still be considered contractors. They have to be able to work for the other companies. So remember that. Make your rules and requirements, but also remember your 1099 laws. Lines of communication and hours of availability. You want that readily accessible. What you will find is agents that you have to be very repetitive to. You have to tell them the same thing over and over and over. So you want to have, your phone number, your line, your email address or whatever, as many places as you can, on your packets, on your websites, on your social media page. You have a private Facebook page for them. You want to have it all those places that they know when it is that you're available and how to contact you. So many IBOs lose their agents because their agents cannot contact their IBO. So then they get into a certification class and say you're in there with Tommy and Tommy's like, oh, my IBO is the best. I can call and always reach them. And Brenda's like, I can never reach my IBO. Well, guess Tommy's IBO is about to get a new agent because you were not accessible. So make sure that is mapped out. You want to have general knowledge of 1099s. The irs.gov website gives you plenty of knowledge. They have whole sections devoted to being a 1099. I believe I have a file in the regular Facebook group. I'm not quite sure if it's in just masterclass or if it's in the regular group, but it may be on a 1099 information sheet, kind of explaining to your agents what being a 1099 is. It has the link to pay where the agents can go to pay their quarterly fees, just a bunch of information to give them. You'll want to have definitely get acquainted with Ava and the new knowledge base. It's kind of new now. When you log into your portal on the top right-hand side, click support. You'll see Ava, Arise Virtual Assistant. Click that. When you open it, read what they have, because the link to that knowledge base is right there when you first open it. You click that link, you log in. Your login is the same login as you use for Arise Portal. That knowledge base has so many questions that they answer without you having to try to guess how to type it into Ava to get an answer. That's what most of us veteran IBOs have had to deal with Ava, but now they're making it better. If you're an IBO, then you'll get all the IBO information, and your agents also have access to the knowledge base, and they'll see information that pertains only to them. The knowledge base, you go through Ava, log into your portal. On the top right-hand side, there's a support tab, and I'm trying to go off of memory because I can't pull the portal up on this type of meeting. But go to support, you should see Ava or Arise Virtual Assistant. On the drop down, click it, and then a chat box will pop up. The link for the knowledge base is there. It'll say something about FAQ or knowledge base, something of that sort, and there'll be a link. No problem. Your onboarding process, you need to have that down. At least some sort of an onboarding process. What are you going to do if I message you today and say, hey, I want a service under your IBO? What are your next steps from there? You need to have that process down. How you're going to monetize. We're not, opening nonprofit agencies with this. Of course, you're in this to make money. Obviously we're in it to help people, but you're also in it to make money. You need to figure that out. How are you monetizing? Any perks you want to offer. The other thing is, don't confuse perks with benefits. Benefits is a W-2 term. Benefits, employees get. You give perks, you give incentives, stuff like that. Medical and all of that, and I've seen IBOs try to get a medical account with their company and have agents sign up and do this whole medical situation. Don't do it. Now, what you can do is partner with people who do that and just get a referral fee for the agents that you send to them. Or sign up for an affiliate situation, something like that. But don't do it directly under your company. And then the fees that Arise charges. We went over that earlier with the 1975. You'll want to have knowledge of certification fees. Certification fees change. Most of the time, they don't have anything to do with how good or bad a client is. And I say that selectively because if there's a situation where they need a lot of agents to sign up for a client, usually the fee will be lower. There are some clients that are just always going to be $149, between $149 and $199. It's two of them. But the fees fluctuate depending on the time of year, the agents that they need to sign up, that sort of a deal. You'll need to have knowledge of the renewal fees. You don't want your LLC or incorporation to lapse because you didn't renew it, or your business licensing. And then the fees that for the programs you use. And these are the basic fees that you're going to encounter as an IBO. If you use a CRM system, e-signature, how you're going to pay your agents, you have an accountant, you're going to have those fees. So this is pretty much a list of fees that you can expect. Fees for marketing. The other thing with certification with the new IBOs, a lot of people want to pay for certification for their agents just to get them started and enrolled. That is a big no-no. Do not pay for certification. Again, you're teetering on that employee 1099 contractor line when you do that. And just the fact that most of us will tell you that have been in this for a while, people care about what they pay for themselves. If you're paying for their certification, 90% of the times they will not complete certification because you've made the investment, not them. Now you can offer certification completion incentives, stuff like that. But paying for certification, no, no, no. Don't do it. It's going to be tempting. You're going to hear a lot of sad stories. And be empathetic. You know, don't just brush it off. Be empathetic, but also understand that people do what they want to do. People make things happen that they need to happen. And we've all seen it. So you're spending all your money on fees and they're out, you know, dining, buying items, vacationing, all that stuff. Yeah, you definitely do hear horror stories. I was one that started, I didn't have Rise to the Top Masterclass when I started or any other one. So I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, which is what prompted me to do these classes. And I paid for certification, and I can't tell you how many times I was upset because I was watching agents that took my certification money, didn't complete class, and then like they're on vacation. And when I started, I was struggling. So I'm eating like bologna sandwiches and you're, at the beach and you didn't finish the class, so now I have no money. So yeah, anyways, just don't do it. But these are the things that you need to know prior, like I said, prior to recruiting. Definitely have knowledge of these things and have this stuff set up. When you get your first agent, no, people don't respect free. People don't respect free time either. So you'll see that you're spending all this time and they don't sign up and stuff like that. But getting your first interested agent, it's exciting. Don't just start signing up everybody. Okay, talk to people. Some IBOs do interviews individually. The more agents you have coming in, that's going to be very time consuming. You can weed a lot of people out with your application. If you're upfront about the fees, all that kind of stuff. You guys are silly. Yeah, typing tests, see if they're a good fit. You can do virtual seminars where you have a bunch of agents or potential agents come in at once. On your application, be upfront about the fees, the requirements. You can stick in a little test, see who passes it. But that's how you're going to weed out agents that aren't a good fit to begin with, so that you're not wasting a ton of time on agents that are not going to make it. Walking them through the sign-up process. I mean, and you don't have to like be on the phone with them to walk them through it. It can be via video. Like with our agents now, we have a whole video situation that they sign up, they'll go through the video tutorials, and then if they complete it and pass our tests, a lot of times we'll give them like some sort of a $10 voucher or something like that. Sometimes we don't give anything, but that's the tutorial we have. It could be a guide that you give them that you've created. If you're in masterclass, then I gave you guys a guide that have screenshots and walks them through signing up. Because now they have that SP option, you'll want to make sure they're clicking the right options. You'll need to know your IBID or your FEIN. I recommend your IBID, but either one, for them to be able to sign up under your IBO. When you do start your onboarding process, keep in touch with your agents. And you can easily do this, you guys. You can sign up with a service like Mailchimp. And let me just warn you though, Mailchimp, if they have Gmail, will sometimes go into their promotion folder. But you can sign up with Mailchimp and it's free for like so many emails, but it's like a large amount, 12,000 or something. and you can set up automated emails that generate. So once you put them into your onboarding, all you do is put your email address, put their email address in Mailchimp, and you already have 5, 6, 7 emails and it'll just be an automated process. And we do it all the time. And it's an email that'll email them when they sign up. Then they'll get an email 24 hours later. They'll get an email 5 days later reminding them or 3 days later reminding them of the incentive. They'll get one at the 7-day mark. Yeah, you can do it with the free version. And then you can set it up again for like the 10th, 12th day mark. Mailchimp, and I mean, I'm sure there's other companies that do it, but I personally have a lot of experience with Mailchimp, and they've like really upped their game with the stuff that they're offering. But yeah, and like I said, you can just have it automated so that you don't have to sit at your desk every day and send them an updated email. We do newsletters through Mailchimp, bi-weekly newsletters. Well, also, you can import your agent roster from Arise, and you can import it into Mailchimp. I think it's through CSV. I think it's called if you do the CSV route. But you can import it from your roster to Mailchimp, and then you'll have all of your agents in there. If you have a lot of agents on your roster, and you can send them bi-weekly emails on the clients on what's being offered, and send everybody one at one time. So yeah, Mailchimp's a great tool. Check it out. But I said I know that I'm running short on time. Somebody is coloring on my page. All right, which one of y'all are coloring on my page? Whoever just colored, thank you for deleting it. Okay, I have no clue how to delete it. All right. Once you have them approved in your company, within 24 hours, you want to make contact. But see, that is where Mailchimp and those automated processes come in hand. If you have a WordPress website, they have WordPress plugins where you can do this sort of thing too. And speaking of building your website, Wix is great. A lot of great IBOs have Wix websites, but I swear by WordPress because of their plugins. They're easier to navigate for you to learn how to do it if you need to and make changes to. I think WordPress is just a lot better, but that's a personal opinion. That's not a fact. Anyhow, so set up that initial contact, do a meet and greet. Automating your systems, there's nothing wrong with that. There's IBOs that offer automation classes and stuff like that. That's cool, and I think that you should automate a lot of it. Save you some time. We have a lot of our stuff automated, but you never want to not have that personal touch with your agents. For them to actually be able to speak, hear your voice, that's going to build loyalty for you and your agents and your relationship. So, I mean, do a virtual meet and greet with them. And then you can talk to them and give them the rundown. And you can do it with a whole bunch of them at once. Someone, I know I saw a recruitment method to be most successful. Honestly, Michelle, that's going to depend on your niche. The channels, social media is definitely one that has garnered me with tons of agents. Facebook has been wonderful. I think that colleges, going out into colleges has been wonderful. Just getting outside of the house with my car signs and shirts. And those of you that are in masterclass, they'll tell you guys that are not, that I tell you, like, forget Gucci and Balenciaga and all of that. Wear your own brand. Wear your brand. I work out in my brand. My husband had to tell me to stop wearing my shirts on date night. Like, they just wear your brand. Hats, shirts, car signs, pins, business cards. And you can get all of that stuff off of different National Pins is a great place. And National Pins will see you as soon as you sign up, they'll send you like free stuff with your company logo on it, like every month, sometimes twice a month. I've got something from them today. Yes, pins galore, calendars, all kind of stuff. Vistaprint, when you're building your business credit, you can set up a corporate account with them and net 30. I won't go too much into that because time is running out, but you can do, or you can do regular Vistaprint. But there's plenty of places. But yes, definitely going to colleges, social media has been great. My kids' schools, I send them to school on Friday. Fridays is Marketing Fridays. Yeah, National Pins is pins.com, I believe is the website. And they like make everything. Oh, sorry, I think I sent that to you, Myra. Yeah, Fridays, Marketing Fridays at our house. So my kids, if you ever see them on a Friday, you will always see them in something that has to do with one of my companies. Usually shirts and stuff like that. Fiverr for logos. I actually use PNC logos a lot for logos. And there's also a girl in our group named Candace Michelle. I've seen a few of the logos that she's done for people in the group, and she does a really good job. Michelle, I've used Fiverr. I will look at my Fiverr account and see who I ordered from because they did really good. Send me a Facebook message so that I can know to send you that information. So when you're in the meet and greet, this is the stuff you'll want to discuss. You want to let them know what they can pay, what they can expect to pay, fees. You want to let them know that certification is unpaid until they start taking live calls. You want to let them know what a contractor is. You know, the different clients, picking hours. Some clients require drug tests. I tell them I don't want to know what you do, but if you know that you're doing extracurricular stuff, do not sign up for the clients that require the drug test. Let them know about the affidavits, pay dates, potential pay, actual pay. You know, the pays usually run from $9 to $14 an hour. That's on average, depending on the client. You want to let them know what being a 1099 is, giving them the irs.gov site. You want to give them as much knowledge as you can about paying their taxes quarterly. We usually tell them, you know, between 15 to 30%. I'm not a tax expert, but usually my taxes used to fall in between that field for quarterly taxes. Never give tax or legal advice. Send them to Sherry, Legal Shield, something like that if they want actual legal advice, because you need someone who's an actual lawyer, you know, an accountant to give that type of advice. Any perks that you want to offer, let them know. Again, do not mix perks and benefits up. Perks, certification completion incentives you can offer. Instead of paying for certification, give them a completion incentive. You know, hey, all right, if you enroll in a client within 5 days of signing up with my IBO, well, when you finish certification, you'll get $75 back, or you know, whatever you want to make it. I'm making this up off the top of my head. We do them, but I was just making up numbers. But something like that sort of incentive, that'll give them incentive to sign up sooner, as well as give them a perk for completing certification. You can take it as far as you want. We go around locally, like we have discounts with our Mexican restaurant because I'm there religiously. So they partnered with us to give discounts to our agents. We have discounts in place with daycares, and we cross promote each other. So, hey, if you sign your kid up at a certain daycare, then you'll get 10% off every week for working with our company. Just like literally the sky's the limit with perks. So you get the idea there. Let them know 1,000 times how they can reach you if necessary. When they have any further questions, ask them questions and, you know, kind of guide them through the clients that'll fit. You got to let them know you don't want to just sign up for the cheapest client. It's usually the cable client and, well, next subject. They don't want to just sign up for the cheapest client though. You want to guide them. What are their hours of availability? Show them how to read the opportunity announcement so that you're not holding their hand. And it'll tell them hours of availability. Most hours are available during this time. This is what you need equipment-wise. Also, another tip, if you're an IBO, I download the opportunity announcements when they post, especially when I have agents sign up for them. You may need them for future if you ever have an issue with the rise. We'll leave it there. Let them know about clicking that announcement with every client, and also highlight the equipment requirements. All right, moving forward. Thank y'all for sticking in there with me. The minimum that you should give your agents when you sign them up. All right, you'll need the Ica Agreement. Remember I told you need to have that no matter what. You can get them if you're a masterclass. I give them. Carrie Cato for Girlicity sells them. I said we sell a package with them as well. Most IBOs either have masterclass or they are with Carrie's. They have Carrie's contracts because Carrie gives you the contract, I think SOW and like termination agreements. It's not just the contract that she gives you. She has like a really good bundle. I said her name is Carrie, and I'll put it in chat. Carrie Cato. Company is Girlicity. And if you look into the file section, you will see her direct link anyway. She's also in the group. You'll want to give them a W-9, not want to. You need to give them a W-9. This is stuff that you need to give them. Direct deposit form, if you don't have a company that gets that information for you, you'll need to have a form for them to fill out. You can have them e-sign all this stuff. And there's different e-signature. Concord, I haven't looked on it lately, but it was free. They have a paid version and a free version, but the free version is cool. Just take you a few minutes to navigate it. There's Adobe Sign, there's Hello Sign, there's Zoho Sign. There's all kinds of signature programs. Just make sure whichever one you choose, if you choose one of the ones that I didn't mention, make sure that they are legally in compliance with the laws, because there are some free ones that are not in compliance. And if you use them, your contract will not hold up in court. It won't be a valid signature. So just make sure that they have the little stamp on their site somewhere saying that they are in compliance and that the signatures are legal on their site. And it'll be on any credible site. All right, direct deposit form, W-9s, SOWs. So the SOW you give the CSP, not the same one that Arise gives us. It depends. If you have Carrie Cato's packet, I believe she has a generalized one. It's not the same. But there are also IBOs that just kind of, that take the ones out the portal. You can copy, paste it, just have them sign it where they need to sign it at. Now, if you are paying your IBOs less than what Arise pays, you might say that you don't want them to see the SOW. Once you copy and paste it in a Microsoft Word, you can remove the pay part out of it, change it, whatever you need to do. But you need to give them their SOW, because that has, like, if they have to work holiday hours and the requirements to get like 2-3 stars and stuff like that, that has that information that they really need as an agent. So you really want to go ahead and give that to them. You should have a welcome packet. Michelle Black, Jeanette Black, she sells those. You can create your own. You can get all the information out of the knowledge base, consolidate it, and create your own packet if you want to. 1099 information sheet. Like I said, I want to say that it's in the file section of the regular Arise to the Top page and Masterclass, so anybody should be able to give that to their agents. If not, you can make one up. But I want to say I gave that to y'all in that file section. And any tutorials or helpful information that you have, like I said, we have videos, and you can create videos and put them on, if you need a platform to put it on, you can put them on Thinkific, because they have a free, well, they had one. I don't know if I'm grandfathered in or they still have it. They have a free little video thing that you can upload all your videos and they can go through it like a course. But any kind of helpful tutorials that they need that you have, definitely give that to them. All right, we're about to be at the end, you guys. Again, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. All right, ways to monetize for our newer IBOs. The most common way is charging the IBO fee. You can pay, it's pretty much four main ways to monetize, but you can charge an IBO fee. You can pay less than what a Rise pays. So if a Rise pays, sorry y'all, if a Rise pays $11 an hour, you can pay the agent $10 an hour, and then you'll get that dollar an hour that they work. The only thing about paying less than what a Rise pays is I can't tell you how many times my agents come back and let me know that they talk about pay and certification and they're not supposed to. I've heard about instructors talking about pay to the agents. If you pay less than what a Rise pays, be prepared to get questioned about it. You can do, but some IBOs do very well with that. So not to tell you that you can't, I'm just telling you, be prepared to be questioned. Like, we just go ahead and pay what a Rise pays, just avoid the drama. You can do a combination. You can charge, my percent's not on here. You can charge a percent. So you can charge a flat IBO fee, say, $59.75 a pay period. Or you can charge, well, hey, between 5 and 12% or something. And like I said, I'm just making numbers up just to give you guys an idea of how you can monetize. But yeah, or you can do, like I said, a combination. You have to remember, you're not just in this to make money. You want your agents to be able to make money too, or they're not going to stay. So if they're working a low-paying client, you're not going to want to be, charge them to where you're making $70, $80 out of their paycheck every pay period. Because when they find out, they're probably not going to stick around too long unless you're just like offering some really great stuff as an IBO. Another way with monetization, when you get greater than 6 active agents, Arise will start discounting that $19.75 fee. Another way to monetize, as you heard with Daniel today, you can offer perks and become an affiliate for them. You can do affiliate with Daniel. You can become an affiliate with Amazon as well for all kinds of stuff. And then you can use this company and learn to expand outside of Arise, which is a whole nother class. So we're going to keep moving. Any questions so far? Oh, shoot. I don't even have my chat box open. Sorry, y'all. Any tips or advice on offering the client incentives to the CSPs? As far as like the clients, when they pay extra or they earn an incentive from the client, do we pay it to them? Okay. So for our company, we pay them their incentives. And we make sure on the invoice that it says like incentive, way to go, or something like that. Make them feel good, make you want to work a little harder, work a little more. Some IBOs pay part of the incentive. I do know IBOs that don't pay the incentive. Me just talking to you IBO to IBO, I wouldn't say do that. Like, how would you feel as an agent if your IBO was just like holding the extra money that you've earned, all of it? So I'd say give them their incentive, something extra they earn, something they could be proud of, make them want to stay, build loyalty, all that good stuff. Make sure when you give it to them, don't just put it in their pay. Make sure you highlight it like, you're the bomb, incentive, you're doing your thing, congratulations, whatever you want to put, but just make sure it's highlighted. Yeah, so as far as most IBOs keeping a percentage, I'm not really sure. I know a lot that do. I know some that don't pay it at all, and I know a lot that pay the full amount. We pay the full amount. So tools you can use. A lot of people ask about HR portals and CRMs. It's a never-ending discussion within IBOs because we're always looking for something for us. A lot of IBOs use Zoho. They have Zoho CRM. If you have WordPress, that was what I was telling y'all earlier about the plugins. You can like automate a whole system with plugins on WordPress. Google has many amazing tools too that can assist you in building like an automated system as well. If you are not familiar, and I'll put it in chat, get acquainted with Zapier. And I think Forest, but no, that's food. Forest buys if then or something. I have to look it up, you guys, and then I'll put it in the group. But for sure, Zapier.com is where you can connect, and they have free version where you can do like a few zaps a month, and then they have the paid version. But you can integrate and connect all kinds of different systems to where, like, say, and I guess I can use my masterclass. When you sign up for my masterclass in the program that in the part that you pay for it, I have a Zap through Zapier that automatically connects that to Mailchimp. So when you sign up for the class, you'll automatically get an email from Mailchimp. And then I have 24 hours later where you'll get a second email from Mailchimp. Streak is amazing. Yes, but Zapier has hundreds of things that they connect, from accounting to email to CRMs. It's amazing. Her name is, and I hope I'm saying it right, she may kill me, Kanika. I believe Kanika Battle is her name on the Facebook page. I don't think she's in here. But I want to say she owns Knowledge as well. And she teaches you, I want to say she has a course that may teach you how to like use the Google and Streak and all of that. Don't quote me because I'm not 100% sure, but I've seen it where it was talked about, and I know she's very knowledgeable and sweet. So you can always just send her a Facebook message. K&D. Okay. So Mel said it's K&D. I want to say her name on the Facebook is Kanika Battle. And I said she does teach that as well. Obviously, guys, I'm giving you mostly free tools, but some of this stuff you're going to have to pay for. Kanika Jones, yes. Sorry, I don't know where I got Battle from. Kanika Jones, and it's in the chat of how you spell it. She's in the Arise to the Top group. You can search her out there. If you want to know more about what she's doing, just shoot her a message. But for CRMs, but yeah, you guys, most of the stuff is free, but some of this stuff, I mean, you're going to have to pay for. You know, you're going to have to pay for the knowledge. So those types of classes and stuff like that, they cost, but it's worth it in the end because you're saving money, saving time. Communication, where did my, okay, it's not on here. I'm not even sure where it went, but Google Business Email is my favorite. Mailchimp, you know, I told you guys about. I love Mailchimp. GoDaddy also has an email. Like if you sign up for a website, you can do their email situation. But if you do the Google and you do use Streak and Zapier and stuff, like you can connect all that into each other to build a system. Phone numbers. I told you guys you need a business number. Grasshopper, phone.com, Google Voice. Obviously, you know, you can get a free number from Google Voice. People do it. I don't recommend it. If you are wanting to build business credit, definitely don't do it. GoDaddy has phone numbers now. And if you are going to be looking to build business credit, then you'll need a 800 type of number, 866, 800, 855, just one of those numbers. So you might as well go ahead and just get one for the company. Websites, domains, branded emails, like I said, GoDaddy, eHost, Bluehost, Zoho, Gmail for Business. Zoho has emails with their system. They have like a whole CRM system with emails, e-sign, social media management, all kind of stuff. Zoho CRM does. So those are just kind of some things that you can kind of look into. Ring Central, yeah, I've had Ring Central before. I don't mind it. CAV, Sherry said CAV is also, CAV is also good for marketing and communication. Freedom Voice, yes, they're good too. I don't know why I don't have them on the list. Freedom Voice is good for phone numbers. I did like Ring Central, but there are just so many more affordable options out there now that I don't usually put them on here. Oh, Canva. Yes, yes, you guys. Fiverr and Canva, you know, I push those things out to create stuff, and the free Canva will do it. You can create flyers. Also, when you're doing your flyers, watermark all your stuff. You can easily create a watermark in Microsoft. So watermark everything you do. Also, when you're marketing, you have your Facebook business page. Make sure you get your Facebook business code, Facebook pixel code, and integrate that. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me now? This is crazy. Still can't hear me? Okay, can you hear me now? All right. That just means it's time for y'all to go, for us to go to bed. That's all that is. Okay. I'm sorry. It's just so much stuff that I want to tell you guys, and time just runs out. Make sure that you take your Facebook pixel code from your page and integrate it into like your websites and stuff like that for SEO. Make sure you also, when you have your websites going, if you don't know about SEO, hop on YouTube, internet, stuff like that, but make sure that you learn about it, and so that you can make sure you have your SEO going for your company. Definitely important. All right. Whew. Any questions? I guess I have to ask too, did you guys find this helpful at all? This session, did it give you, I guess, some help answering questions? She stuck it out with me for a long time, so. All right, cool beans. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, thank you guys. I always ask because if it's not, then I change the content for future meetings, so. All right, no questions? Okay, so for those of you that are new, I know I have some of you from Masterclass in here. And Myra, I will have to check on you. I did get your message. For those of you that were wondering what Masterclass was, I have a Masterclass for IBOs outside of our regular Arise to the Top. And this is pretty much the stuff it covers. With being 1099, you get a bunch of templates, contracts. I go live about quarterly. And once you're in it, like, you always get the updated stuff that we do. You can jump in any live meeting. So if you stop your IBO and start again, you can come to any of the meetings. We go over staying legal, monetizing, recruiting, setting up your company, your email templates, growing your IBO, pretty much building your business. Of course, we go over the stuff with Arise to get you acclimated in that, but we go over stuff outside of Arise too. I'm very big on business credit. We investing stuff, we start talking about stuff like that. And if you guys don't have a stock account, definitely look into that too. You can get one on Ally. I don't get referral credit for that. So a lot of people are like, you have a link? I don't. But look into stock accounts. Like, just look into branding your company, not just for Arise. Look into branding it and building actual wealth. Arise is a great stepping stone. We love Arise, but I know you guys don't want to be like 80 and you're just doing Arise. So when you're thinking about building your stuff and establishing yourself, build your company with Arise, but also think about the bigger picture. And also, you guys, make a vision board. I should have said that at the beginning of class, but I have Masterclass do it, and I do it every year with my kids. Make a vision board for your 2020 year. And when I do my vision board, I do 3 months, 6 months in the year, what I want to have accomplished by the year, and hang it up in your office. It really helps when you're striving to accomplish your goals. And whatever comes across your path that is not in alignment with your vision board and what you're trying to accomplish, say no to it. anyhow, I will keep you here forever, like talking about ways to just stay inspired. So thank you guys for coming out to the meeting. Oh, one last, Tamika Johnson, are you in here? Let me see. Tamika, yes. All right. Tamika, you have won a free masterclass. So I'm going to send you an email so that you can join us in masterclass. Congratulations for that. And congratulations to Shakira and Pedro as well. And like I said, I look forward, post your success stories, you guys, on the Rise to the Top page. Keep it respectful. We don't want to have any of those types of issues, but Myra, post the success stories. Whatever questions you have, post it. Feel free to inbox me sometimes. Give me 24 hours to respond, though. I really get a lot of inboxes daily. So sometimes I might not see it. But yeah, post the questions. People will answer them. If you're having issues with anything, post it. But we're just here to support each other on this journey. So I said, thank you for coming out, and I'll see y'all in the rest of the. Yes.
This is Sherry, real quick. One of the things that may be helpful that they may want to do too is create some kind of document saying it's okay to do business electronically with your agent. And one of the things is because definitely like with the 1099s, if you send them to them through the email, you have to have their permission to send it. 1099s, W-2s, anything of that nature. Other than that, if you don't have their permission or you don't have a statement saying that you conduct business electronically, then by law you're supposed to mail it to them.
Thank you. Thank you for that information. And that I totally forgot to mention that. That is so true for those 1099s. And if you use a service like Intuit or something like that, they'll generally get their consent through that service. But yeah, if you're doing the direct pay type of situation, then definitely. Thank you so much for that, Sherry. And I will post in the group Sherry's information again, as well as Daniel's. And then I'll post the masterclass information in there, as I see a couple of you guys have asked me for that information in the chat as well. So thank you guys. I know it's been, like I said, 2.5 hours. Hopefully it's been a great 2.5 hours. Yes, yes. I hope to see you guys there. So have a wonderful night. And thank you, Sherry and Daniel, for coming out and talking. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. You all have a good night.
Good night. All right, you guys, so for all of you that are watching who were not able to be here live, if you want the link to my masterclass, it will be in the video below. I'm sorry, below this video. Here's actually the link to masterclass, the direct link, but you can click directly on it below this video. Also, if you want to set up a consultation for your IBO or business at all, that link will also be below this video. You can also check out the links below to access Sherry Washington if you want to do a consultation with taxes, accounting, or business, or if you need to purchase some equipment from Work at Home Equipment Solutions. All of those links will be down below. I hope to see you on our next video or at our next meeting. Thank you.